on Netflix, there's the a documentary on the creating of We Are the World, and how when they brought all these 40 something pop artists together, and when they released it 3 months later, every person heard this song simultaneously at the same time at 7:30 in the morning or whatever time it was on the globe. I was like, wow. And it moved like a billion people, they believed at one time hearing this song. The message, the music, they were strategic in choosing the melody, the chord progression, and I'm telling you, they went with this rhythmic anthem that just moved the soul into action because of the starvation crisis at the time in Ethiopia. Like, I freaking love music. Like nothing else does that. I mean, you might have some speeches that can stir the blood for war, but to unify people, music I think is one of the greatest tools.
That song is actually really incredible. Like I know it's before my time, but that original recording with
Yeah,
just you look at all of the artists who are featured on that song,
yeah.
and I mean they're like the best. They're the
Um,
best voices ever.
to this day, like we have some great talent out there, but God must have had something unique on his mind in the 80s because the icons that he gave us, the musical icons he gave us in the 80s, I don't think the earth will ever have again. It was, and they were all, most of them were all a part of the Real the World project. Like, oh, I was six. I was 6 years old, so I remember when it came out. My elementary school principal was a fanatic of this song, and she gathered a couple of us in her office just to sing it for about 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, well, so much for math. So, you know, but it was the emotional response to the message and the melody of that song. That's the power of music, man.
Is that song the closest thing to like a worship song that the non-Christian genre has ever made? Because it seems like it is kind of this rallying, like people really get behind the message, but it's not made from this Christian perspective.
Right. It's more of a humanitarian
Right.
angle, but I think it's wrapped and swaddled in love and compassion uh, for one another. Again, it's all of the things that we fight for that keep us separated. They all bow in those moments because it's like, oh man, they're starving, they're hungry. They remade this song in 2011, I believe, for the Haiti earthquake. And again, all of those things like, oh, well, they're black. Well, so what? They just had one of the worst earthquakes to hit the Western hemisphere. And so people stop caring about those separating barriers. And because of music, they come together. I think that song has every song has an air of worship, right? Like we worship something always, whether you're singing Christian music or you're singing Led Zeppelin, you are always in a state of worship. Now, to whom are you worshiping is the question.